What is going on, my dudes, and welcome to another episode of Hoyonews, where this week we didn't really have too much news on other games except for mainly Genshin Impact. So, unfortunately, this will be a all Genshin Impact news plus one thing for Honkai Impact 3rd. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Our top story today is obviously that Genshin Impact is firing on all cylinders. That's right, everyone. They are firing off with the version 3.0 that just came out on Tuesday, and of course, with version 3.1 previews of 3 characters. But first, let's talk about version 3.1. Now, in version 3.1, we saw that we are getting a bunch of stuff, which we already got. I don't know why we're saying we're getting, but we got a bunch of content, which we already knew was going to happen because of the new region. But what was that content, you ask? First things first, we got 2 acts, 2 Archon acts right there, which is fantastic. I finished the entire Archon quest line, and my god, was it good. I absolutely enjoyed every second of it, and there's a lot of lore building when it comes to not only Sumeru, but other regions outside of Sumeru. Guys, I will tell you now, without any spoilers, there's one theory that is absolutely confirmed to be a reality in this storyline. And I know it's something that a lot of people are going to be talking about, or at least are talking about in general when it comes to the community. So there is that. Of course, every version has its banners, and we talked about the should you summon banners before, but we're going to lightly go over it really quick. We have 2 banners going side by side with Tighnari on one end, who is the newest unit, and of course Zhongli coming back for another rerun. Our side units are Fischl, Diona, and of course Collei. So, or Collei. It's Collei. Sorry, I'm still learning how to pronounce some of these names, but one banner is for bow users, obviously, with Fischl being an electro bow, Diona being a cryo bow, and of course, Collei being a dendro bow, alongside Tighnari being a dendro bow as well, with the other side having Zhongli, who is a geopolearm user, and a great shielder at that, and a lot of people have been asking, should you summon? If this little nugget of information doesn't help you decide that, Tighnari will be on the standard banner after 3.1. So it's not going to be a long time. So if you don't get Tighnari now, don't worry. There's going to be plenty of chances for you to lose your 50-50s in the future. So outside of that, we got new enemies with a Dendro Chicken, aka the Terrorshroom, and of course a new Flower Boy who is going to be a part of the Regisvine family, and that's right, it is the Electro Regisvine. I have not fought that one yet, but I have fought the Terrorshroom up the wazoo, and I can honestly say he is easy. I have had no problem fighting the Terrorshroom. And then we also got a bunch of new enemies, of course. My favorite is honestly the crocodiles that we see, and that's really, really cool. We already know that this is going to be a challenge to 100% everything, but it also came with an event where you get a free Collei as well, or Collei. That's what it is. Make the jokes in the comments. I dare you. But Collei, it comes with the new event that came out, and honestly, like, even if you summon Collei's not too bad. I still gotta level her up, of course, but I'm also putting out a wanted poster for all of you who are not summoning. Let me into your world, let me steal your Sumeru resources, please, I beg of you. I have content to make. Outside of that, of course, we got the new artifacts. Now, these artifacts are pretty decent, so we're gonna go over them rather quickly. First thing, Deepwood Memories right here, Dendro damage bonus plus 15% on a 2-piece, and then the 4-piece, after elemental skills or burst hit opponents, the target's Dendro resistance will be decreased by 30% for 8 seconds. This effect can be triggered even if the equipping character is not on the field. So, if you have, let's say, Tighnari and Collei, you can have Tighnari run a 4-piece Wanderers, while Collei runs a 4-piece Deepwood Memories. And honestly, that's not a bad combo. That honestly gives a little bit of perspective to the Dendro team. And honestly, I've been liking Dendro so far with what these units can do. So Dendro has a decent running to be really, really good. And then we also have the Gilded Dreams set. 2-piece is Elemental Mastery 80 plus 80, with the 4-piece being within 8 seconds of triggering an elemental reaction. The character equipping this will obtain buffs based on elemental type of the other party members. Attack is increased by 14% for each party member who Whose elemental type is the same as the equipping character, and the elemental mastery is increased by 50 for every party member with a different elemental type. Each of the aforementioned buffs will count up 3 characters. This effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds, and the character who equips this can still trigger its effects when not on the field. So, I like the little bit of difference in these artifacts that they're going to take effect regardless of if they're on the field or not. This could be a great set for Kazuha, but I haven't tested it yet. I still need to get some of these artifacts, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, do not sleep on these artifacts. Now, I know that we just unloaded a bunch of information, but let's go ahead and talk about the preview for version 3.1 with the characters that we're going to be seeing here. Now, first things first, we see Cyno, which is one character that we've seen since the beginning of Genshin Impact. In one of the trailers where they talk about all the different regions, Cyno is on the forefront of the Sumeru spectrum, to be honest. We've known about him for a long time, but look at that drip. He's fantastic. Now, as you can see, he is going to be Electro, and he is going to be a pole arm user. He looks to be really, really good, but I'm kind of nervous about some of the stuff that I've been hearing, but we'll definitely see when it comes up. We also have Nilou, who honestly, this art is so much better than the 3D model. I've got to say, you see Nilou in the game, and this art is head and shoulders above the character itself. No offense to the animators, no offense to the people who, did the 3D models. Still great, but this art is gorgeous. But Nilou here is going to be a Hydro one-handed sword user. And we haven't seen that really since, I think, Ayato. So I thought Xingqiu for a second, but I forgot about Ayato, who is in my Hydro shotgun team. I don't know how I missed that. But we got Nilou, which we already knew was coming, but she is going to be fantastic. And then, of course, the one that not everybody knew about and were questioning about was Candace. And no, you cannot use that joke here. How dare you? But Candace is hot. That's really all I could say. She's got the Millennium Eye on top of her forehead, but I've already covered this in the shorts, so we're going to keep it brief. Candace is hot, and she is going to be the first ever Hydro pole arm user, which, as you can see, she has the shield, which I think is going to play in her kit somehow. I'm very excited for Candace. I cannot wait for her. Now, skipping to Honkai Impact 3rd, we had a character teaser for Alicia, and my god, does she look really, really good. She kind of floats in the air like how Bronya does in general, and she's got this little silhouette behind her. She's a long-range attacker, and honestly, she looks like she's going to be a lot of fun in Honkai Impact 3rd. I still have yet to pull Vil V, so if I don't somehow pull Vil, I'm going to be pulling for Alicia, but honestly, from what I saw in her kit, she looks like she's going to be a fantastic unit in general, and I cannot wait to see how she does. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of Alicia so far? Now, to end this off, like I said, because there was no real Zenless Zone Zero news, there was a couple things for Honkai Star Rail, but there wasn't really anything new, like breaking, besides the Nightmare trailer, which looked really, really good. But outside of that, there wasn't really anything for Tears of Themis either that we didn't cover before. So our last story of today is, it's Ningguang's birthday! Let's say happy birthday to our favorite Mora Jade Temple having, goddess. She is a fantastic character, and I can honestly say from my experience of using the character, she's a lot of fun. At least for me, I thought that she was very underutilized by the community. So happy birthday, Ningguang. You're a fantastic character. And honestly, guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Hoyonews. I'm sorry that there wasn't really anything new outside of the Genshin Impact sphere, but we will be back next week with another episode coming at you as soon as possible. Once again, guys, every Friday, new episode. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.